Sandy Says Read. Welcome to the channel. This evening we are going to do the AfterImaginarium Tag. But I'm going to take a moment of personal privilege first to tell you, yes, I'm wearing a dress that has no purple in it, hence the purple flower, because my closet collapsed. And that's not a euphemism for anything weird. My closet literally collapsed at like near 1 a.m. Monday night. I was home, I was exhausted, trying to sleep, and it was a ruckus. I mean, cardiac stuff was involved when this happened. So my closet is in the floor. All the stuff is in the floor. There's no clothes to wear because they're all mashed and mingled, and I have no shoes because my shoes are under the debris, the detritus that was my clothing. So the things that are in the guest closet in this room are the things I must wear until I get my closet fixed. So I have ordered the parts and components to fix the closet. That will happen at some point in the future. It's not on the priority list right now. Okay, so the AfterImaginarium Tag. Woo! I've invited some folks from Imaginarium to participate in this tag already. I will go around YouTube and see if I can find some of those and put those in the drop-down box below so that everybody can go and watch those videos as well. But let's just get started on this. Number 1, introduce yourself and tell us where you're from. You guys know, if you're on this channel, I'm Sandy Linder, and I'm from Central Florida. Number 2, what was the most informative or most fun panel you attended at Imaginarium 2022? And we're going to go into this in a minute here, I didn't get to attend as many panels as I wanted to this year. for several reasons, but one of the panels I was on was the character conception panel. Barbara Evers was the moderator of that one, and she led a really good discussion, and it was just exciting. Even though I was extremely hungover, still at 2:30 in the afternoon, it was a really good panel, a really good discussion. And you know, I get excited when I'm talking about the characters in my books and in my novels. So to talk about how those characters are created and how we interact with those characters as authors was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. So I think that was the most fun panel for me. All right, number 3, what was the most useful workshop you participated in at Imaginarium 2022? I only got to participate in one, even though I had a couple on my calendar to attend. I only got to participate in one, and that was the one I led on Thursday before the official beginning of Imaginarium. That was the short story marathonarium. We had a really good turnout for the short story workshop. I think we had 12 people in attendance. An extra person was signed up, and we tried to get her able to join by Zoom. That just didn't quite work out, but it's all good. She had a slight case of COVID, so she wasn't able to attend in person, but that's okay. It's all good, and we've got some good short stories that are in motion. As soon as I get my closet fixed, those will be in motion. I'll be editing that, and we'll have a wonderful anthology of good short stories. The theme of that anthology is Your Imagination is the Foundation, and that is the theme of Imaginarium overall. All right, number 4. If you dressed up for the masquerade or participated in the costume contest, what did you dress up as? And if you guys have a picture of your cosplay costume from Imaginarium, please share that when you share your video. I was going to cosplay. I was going to do a variation of Amanda Charisse, but that did not quite work out. By the time the awards ceremony was over, you guys, I had a raging headache, so I didn't. But a lot of folks looked amazing. There was so much cosplay going on this year that was just wonderful and inventive and creative. I enjoyed seeing what people came up with. That was cool. So hopefully some of the cosplayers will do this tag and we'll get to see some cool stuff. All right, number 5, which creative were you most surprised to meet up with at Imaginarium this year? Lynn Hansen. She was the artist who had a booth right next to mine in the vendor hall. We were also on 2 panels together, and I purchased a piece of art from her that I want to share with you guys. This is the cover design she did. Let me get it just right for you. This is a cover design she did for Weird Tales magazine one year. It's amazing. I just love this. There were several stories she shared with us, that there were several stories in the magazine, that issue, that spoke to her. But that one, she saw the short story was about all of the people of the world turned into crows. All the people. And while there wasn't a specific character in the short story who was a pregnant woman, she imagined, you know, if every single person in the world turns into a crow, well, someone out there is a pregnant woman, right? And so this is the character. Let me get the glare off of it. This is the character that came to her mind. It just fully realized, and she fully realized the character and the way this character was posed. And this is what she created for the magazine cover. It's amazing. And so I purchased that at her booth, and I'm gonna frame that and put that on a wall somewhere. But I got to meet her and talk with her. She did the cover design for the 125th anniversary edition of Dracula. She was commissioned by the Bram Stoker estate to do that, and did a lovely job on that. You can pick that book up on Amazon or wherever fine books are sold. Yeah, she was wonderful to talk to, and she actually provided a piece of art to use as inspiration in the short story Marathonarium on Thursday night. So she was just a wonderful creative to speak with and work with and talk to and get to know. That was good. Number 6, what film from the film festival or awards did you enjoy most this year? And once again, I failed to get to the film festival. Even though the film festival room was closer to the main action this year, I didn't get there. We're going to discuss that in just a second here. Okay, number 7, show us something you picked up from a vendor in the exhibitor hall or in Creative's Alley, and tell us why you were compelled to buy it. You guys, I've got a stack of books here. I think what I'll do is do a book haul video separately, because this is a stack of books that I bought here. Yeah, it's a lot. But one of the items I felt compelled to pick up, and I took a picture of the gal's business card, and I didn't prepare properly to show you that, so I'll put her information in the drop down box below. But I picked up this piece of art. I'm going to get it up here where you can see it. Let's get the glare off of it. There you go. Look at that gorgeous bird. This gal, she was painting at her booth in Creative's Alley, and she had so much artwork there that was just, I mean, it caught your eye as you were going by, right? And I saw this bird and thought, yeah, I need that. So I bought this. I mean, you could hang it on your Christmas tree, right? But I'm going to put that somewhere in my house. That needs to be something I look at all the time. So I picked that up, and I'll put her contact information in the drop-down box below, so you know who did that wonderful art. She had some gorgeous pieces there. She had bumblebees. I mean, just all kinds of wonderful, creative, beautiful things. Okay, so I was compelled. I was walking by Creative's Alley and went, oh, this I must have. All right. Number 8, what was the most important experience, or what was the most important thing you learned at this year's Imaginarium? Number 1, I learned, don't volunteer for the Books and Bourbon panel. Friday evening, Michael Nost, myself, Anton Kanker, Laurel Hightower, Carl Moore, Stephen Shrewsbury, and Stephen Zimmer, and we were all on the Books and Bourbon panel, which had this description, to join in a light-hearted discussion regarding writing with and or about all things bourbon related. And no, Daniel Dark made it his mission to assassinate each one of us on the panel. It was not a discussion of using bourbon in your writing. No, it was kill these people. Oh my gosh, Anton said later he didn't realize we were joining a fraternity. Holy crap. I sip bourbon, and specific types of bourbon. I like sweet, like Four Roses bourbons. I will sip bourbon while reading, while doing something of the evening, right? I don't do shots of bourbon. Holy cow, we had to take a shot of bourbon and say a line in a story and like tell the story as we went around the panel, around the circle. it went way too fast. It was too much. I was the first person to tap out, and I am proud to say I was the first person to tap out. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm proud. I tapped out, and yet still it was a horrible experience for me. I was still hungover and ill the next day. I want to thank Bridget, Anton, and Margie and Jerry for keeping me alive. I want to thank them for keeping me safe as well, and alive, and getting me up to my room safely. Thank you. All right. The number 2 thing that I learned from Imaginarium, the thing that's not silly, is the mental health panels and the religious writing panel. They were each uplifting. They were positive. They were optimistic. They were helpful, and they like reinforced the good and the family atmosphere of Imaginarium. I felt like I moderated one of the mental health panels, and then I was a panelist on on another one. And those 3 that I mentioned, 2 of the mental health panels and the religious writing panel, they reinforced the family atmosphere and the supportive atmosphere and the loving atmosphere of Imaginarium. The reason that I love this convention, the reason I support this convention, the reason I go back year after year is the family atmosphere, the supportive atmosphere of all these creatives who come from different backgrounds, different stages in their careers, different stages in their craft. All these folks come together in Louisville, Kentucky, and help one another. And those panels helped reinforce that, helped remind me of that, and showed me once again, this is what we're here for. Those, I guess I didn't really learn that because I already knew it, but that was the most important thing I got out of this year's convention was from those panels, having one another help and support and just share. Those were really good. And that's the end of the After Imaginarium tag. The number 9 is tag some folks. So I will tag some folks in the drop-down box below. I encourage anyone who attended Imaginarium to do this tag. I will put these questions in the drop-down box below as well, so you don't have to go back through this rambling stuff and rewatch it. And that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you did not attend Imaginarium this year, next year is the 10-year anniversary, and I recommend it. The website is entertheimaginarium.com. You can go there now and get a quick overview of all the cool stuff we did this year, the panelists and the guests and the guest of honor and our keynote speaker, the folks who were there this year, and kind of get a taste and a flavor for what is probably coming up next year. Only a 10-year anniversary version of it is coming up. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please follow, subscribe, like, thumbs up, rumble, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.